I'm gonna make a gallon of yogurt. And to make homemade yogurt, you only need two things. You need milk. Raw milk is best, but store-bought whole milk will work great too. So you only need milk, whole milk, and you need some live active cultures, which I just go get a 5.3 ounce container of plain Greek yogurt. It has live active cultures. So all you have to do is heat up your milk to 180 degrees. And I have this nifty little thermometer to help me with that. I actually make it with 4 ingredients, but you only need 2. You need live active cultures and milk, but I also add vanilla extract and some sweetener so that my kids will actually eat it. But it's way cheaper to make it yourself, and it's so healthy. It has nothing except what you add to it. So there you go, 1 gallon of milk in the kettle, and I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna bring it to 180 degrees. And then we're gonna let it cool off to 110, 115 degrees, add the cultures, and then we're gonna let it sit and get hard overnight. Okay, it is 180 degrees, so I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm going to remove it from the hot burner and let it cool. You can put it in the fridge if you wanna cool it off faster, but I usually just leave it sitting right there and let it cool down to 115 degrees, and then we'll add the live active cultures. Okay, the milk has cooled down to about 118, so I am anywhere between 110 and 120, and then we are gonna add our live active cultures. The reason you don't wanna add it while it's hotter than that is because it will kill the cultures. So I'm gonna go ahead and add them, and that is all you need to get it to thicken. But, like I said before, I'm going to add some vanilla extract and I add some sugar. So I have a whole gallon of milk here, and I do 4 teaspoons of vanilla and then a cup of sugar. You can use honey, you can use stevia, you can use maple syrup. I have found that maple syrup tends to make the yogurt really runny. Like, for some reason it won't sit up very well. I don't know, maybe that's just my experience, but you can always just make plain yogurt and add sweetener later. But I find that when my kids want to add sweetener later, they add more sweetener than I do when I'm adding it right now. So I'm gonna whisk it up real good. You want it completely dissolved. And then we're gonna put it in jars. I have this nifty little strainer and funnel set that works so good for this because it just strains out any little bits of like milk skin that formed on the top, and make sure our yogurt is nice and smooth and creamy. Okay, that should be good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it and hope I don't make a big mess. You can ladle it, but I'm too impatient for that. Oh my goodness! Okay, oops. I'm gonna try again, and I'm gonna use the ladle this time, and be patient. I don't think I wasted too much of it. All right, here we go. This works great. It just takes a long time. But it's good to slow down and enjoy the process. So all I'm doing is I'm just ladling all of the yogurt into the jars. So I use a gallon of milk, and it makes 4 quarts plus a little bit more. So I always have 4 quarts and a pint. Do you think I can pour it now? I feel like I could. I'll try it again. See, it works great. There we go. And now for the pint. Oh, it smells so good with the vanilla in there. Okay, there we go. See how it just has a little bit of the milk curd on top? And then all we do is we put the lids on it. I love these white plastic lids for things like yogurt. I can't find a fifth one, so I'm just going to use a normal ring. A little messy because of my mishap. Then you want to fill up a ice chest. So I totally improvise and I use my Instant pot and I fill it up with water that's like 120 degrees and I put it into a soft shell ice chest. But if you just have a hard shell ice chest, you can just put the water directly into it. What you want is 120 degree water, so I'm just measuring it here. And you want the water to come about halfway up the jars. It can be anywhere between 115 and 120. I'm at 118 right now. Okay, here's my makeshift ice chest to incubate my yogurt in. So I just put my jars of yogurt in here. And you want the water to be about halfway or 3/4 way up the jars. And then I'm just going to close it up and then I'm going to let it incubate for 8 hours or overnight. But I have found if it's too much longer than 8 hours, it can get a little watery on top, which isn't really bad. You can just pour that water off and it's still good yogurt. But all it takes is just a little bit of warmth and a whole bunch of hours and you make some amazing creamy yogurt, as you're gonna see in the morning. Okay, this is the next morning. At 6 o'clock this morning, when I made coffee, I pulled them out of the ice chest and put them in the fridge. So I just pulled them back out so I can show y'all what the yogurt looks like the next morning after it's incubated all night long. And it was in the ice chest for like 10 hours and it looks great. So here we go, moment of truth. It's nice and thick. It has some of that milk foam on top. But watch this. That's some pretty yogurt. Do you want some yogurt, Harper?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the little one. It can just be your container of yogurt. Look at how smooth that is. Oh, that is beautiful. Here you go. I've got a bowl of homemade yogurt with freshly toasted homemade granola with some blueberries. A really good breakfast.